This conference will now be recorded.
All right. It is 7:03 on July 11th. This is Chairman Ryan Aronhouse calling the Historic District Commission meeting to order. This is a special meeting of the commission. We have a agenda with one COA application, new COA application, as well as a tabled item up for discussion tonight. We're going to start with the public comment period. And I know we have the homeowners for 28 Academy Hill Terrace are on the line. If they could introduce themselves. And
could I just suggest that we ask whoever his dog is barking to try and mute? I'm finding it very distracting.
and then actually anybody who's not speaking should be on mute, just to make sure that we don't get echoes or anything like that. I see we've got AJ and Erin Stockwell present. If you could introduce yourselves and tell us about the application that you put before the commission, that'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm AJ Stockwell.
I'm Erin Stockwell.
And we're excited to move up to Stratford. We'll be up there in about 2.5 weeks now. So the countdown is coming. We're currently in Tampa, Florida. Erin has taken a job with Yale, like the university hospital
like the school
system,
of medicine,
as an orthopedic trauma surgeon. So we're excited to come up there for that and get settled in somewhere, because we've been kind of moving all over the country the last few years for her training. But now excited to get settled in, and we're actually first-time homeowners with this house, so we're excited about that. With the house, we also, she was over here a second ago, but we have a dog named Bailey, and in general just want our backyard fenced. And we actually didn't realize about the application process, so we're glad that we were up there a few weeks and met a bunch of our neighbors, and some of them mentioned, this process and that we needed to go through it.
Yeah.
So we kind of got right on top of that, hoping to get the process started before we are up there, and actually changed our plans a little bit just based on understanding kind of that it is a historic district, and there are some sort of expectations and understandings. So we'd submitted a letter, but basically at first we were thinking about kind of putting up like a 6-foot, solid privacy fence kind of from the front of the house, not like the front yard, but, kind of the front of the structure and kind of going around the property. But now have kind of revised that to be a 4-foot picket in the front and kind of set back halfway down the house. We also understand that vinyl is kind of a hot topic, in speaking with some of our neighbors, and have learned about that, but have also seen that, especially in recent years and dating back to at least, I think it was 2015, there's quite a bit of precedent for vinyl to start being put up. So that's, am I missing anything?
No, I think so.
Yeah, so that's kind of who we are, and the fence plan, and addressing that we know about this elephant in the room.
And I think, and I hope Tony and Kaz and Megan, I don't know if you've had a chance to look at their application.
Yeah, I've looked at it. It seems very clear. I don't think I really have any questions. So it was a nice letter and very well laid out. A beautiful application. I wish they were all that clear. So, yeah, so I don't think I have any questions about it.
Kaz, do you have any questions for them? And you're on mute. Kaz, you're on mute.
Yeah. there we go. Yeah, just to be aware of all your setbacks and stuff like that, you still have to conform to the town ordinances. I mean, it's more like design and look here, aesthetics. And when you go there, just be aware of that. That's all. I mean,
Got it.
And Megan, any questions from you? Okay. Let's see if we have any other. Yes, I will now make a see if there's anybody else that is present either on phone that wants to speak for or against the application for 28 Academy Hill Terrace. Hearing none, we can also, let's see if there's anybody on that wants to speak about the property at 170 White Street. Hearing none, we'll close the public session and we can move to regular order of business. I'm just going to pull up the agenda really quick.
We need motion to close the public meeting.
Oh, that's true. I'll entertain a motion to close the public session.
Also move.
Is there a second?
ended by Kaz Mazzara.
All right, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
The motion is carried. Public meeting is closed. We can now move to regular order. I think the first order, let me just double check, is to look at the minutes from our last meeting. Has anybody had a chance to look at the minutes? Is there a motion to approve the minutes from our June 6th meeting?
So moved by Kaz Mazzara. Approval.
Is there a second? Second from Commissioner Atkins. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Motion passes. The minutes are approved. We can now move to the certificate of appropriateness application for 28 Academy Hill Terrace. I would ask if anybody has anything that they want to discuss, or if somebody wants to make a motion.
Well, I just did want to mention that just discuss the fact that the fence would be vinyl. But since we have since we've crossed that bridge already in the neighborhood at the corner there, for example, I think this is just something that is that I think has precedent. So, and I know that vinyl can look very nice too, and you've kind of chosen a version I think that will look good. And I appreciate that it's the picket fence and lower at the front, so that'll look good from the street. Yeah, so I think it all sounds good.
Yeah, vinyl fencing has been a hot button topic for our commission and for the community. I appreciated the letter that they submitted from their neighbor Susan Burge, that both gave, as a former somebody formerly associated with the historic commission, I think she made a good point about the precedent that's already been set in the neighborhood. It's not my favorite precedent that we've set, but I do think that the applicants have put together an application that minimizes the impact, and the sort of the view of the vinyl fence will be somewhat minimized by the setback from the street. Any other comments or questions, considerations, or somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the application.
Is there a second?
I'll make a second on that.
All right, all those in favor? Aye.
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 Megan, do you have a vote, or are you still on? Okay, no vote for Megan.
Muted.
It's
She's
Hey,
muted,
muted.
maybe. Yeah.
well, the motion is approved. I'll circle back with her on how she wants her vote. cast. We also have a motion for, or we have an application that was tabled. I would entertain a motion from somebody to take it off the table.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
I,
Aye.
Right. The application for 170 White Street is off the table and up for consideration. I circulated some photos a short time ago. I don't know if people had. I did a drive-by about an hour ago to be able to share some photos of what the house looks like, what the chimney looks like. I don't know if people have had a chance to either see those or do a drive-by themselves. And we received a letter from the homeowner as well that I circulated earlier. I don't know if since nobody came or voiced something during the public session, I'm assuming she just didn't join. It's an unfortunate situation. It's the placement, as you might have seen in the pictures, the chimney goes right up the center of the side of the house. It's very visible to the public and to people on the street. And simply removing and painting it white and painting what's behind it white, I don't know if that necessarily lives up to the charter of the historic district. I think the homeowner also offered, if that's not feasible, to rebuild the chimney with putting a cap on the top. What are some people's thoughts on this?
Ryan, let me ask you this. We did discuss this before with them, right?
It came up before. They weren't
And
present. They weren't present at the April meeting.
okay, I thought that the plan was to tie in the existing siding and simulate that right through.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't know if I recall properly. So you're basically taking a seam right out of you're taking a vertical seam right out of a bunch of horizontal seams and you're creating a void there. And
Yes.
obviously to paint that, it is on the right side of the house, but it's still very much visible from the street.
Yep.
That being said, can they tie it in with a similar material? And I thought that was originally the plan. Perhaps there was a similar application. Or no?
I think that's what we discussed as the commission, but because
Okay.
they weren't present, we tabled it hoping that they would come to another meeting. We've reached out. They haven't come. They did send that letter that I sent around offering to either paint it or to put it's within our purview to do what we've done in other situations and approve the removal of the chimney with the stipulation. And the stipulation could be either the rebuilding of the chimney or the installation of siding to match the existing siding. And
I
give them the
believe that
option.
would be a good. Yeah. Are we under any time restraint currently to
Unfortunately,
take
we
a
are.
vote on it?
Unfortunately, we are. We've had it for a good amount of time, and we're close to the period where if we don't act, it would be approved by default.
Okay. Then exactly what you said, I think is the proper course of action to take. I would like to put forth a motion to either rebuild the chimney as close to the original structure as possible, or in the void left by the dismantled chimney to be replaced by siding to basically match the existing siding that exists. Does that pretty much cover it?
I think that does. Is there a second for the motion?
I'll second. Yeah.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Oh, I just got a question before. Sorry, we can still discuss, I guess. No, but we don't have any rules about chimneys in terms of look and feel the neighborhood or, um, you know, look and feel of the houses and.
That's a great question. I mean, I would say that the chimney is an architectural feature that is integral to many of the houses, and it is changing the character of the house to remove the chimney. I think we're trying to minimize the impact and offering them an alternative to maintain the integrity of the house.
Yeah.
There's no hard and fast rule that would require them to rebuild it, unless we so order that.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I
Yeah. I
did
just wanted to
stipulate as
clarify.
close
Yep.
to original. I did stipulate as close to original as possible.
Yeah. And I guess it's kind of a small chimney kind of towards the back of the house, I guess. It's on the side, but it's not right at
Right.
the street. So
It's
somehow if
very.
it's a,
It also doesn't go above the roof line. It just
oh,
goes
I
right up
see.
to.
Right. I see. I didn't realize that. And then, if the chimney's not being used and it's a hazard, it seems little bit silly to have to rebuild it, especially if it doesn't go above the roof line. Okay. Good, good. So that's, I think I think I'm clear on it. So thanks.
My preference would be that they would rebuild it. It would be the best for maintaining the historic nature of the house. But I think it's a good alternative to let them put up siding to replace. So we have a motion. It's been seconded. I'll call the vote. Is there all those in favor? Say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
All right, the motion carries. The application is approved with the stipulation. We have some old business, but we're going to pause on the old business and wait for another meeting in the future. Other than that, I think, especially given that this is a special meeting, we can only talk about what's on the agenda. I will take a
Right.
motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved.
All right, we have a second from Commissioner Smith. All those in favor? Aye.
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 The motion carries. We are adjourned.